Hey everyone, I decided to make a T-gauge Northern Ireland Railway Class 201 diesel engine in T-gauge. I'm starting with a 6-axle 47mm motorized chassis from DaveB.Trains. So that's my starting point to make the engine. Now what you'll notice right away, at least I noticed right away, the distance between the two trucks is probably closer together than the prototype, but right now I'll have to deal with that or not worry about it, because I don't believe there's any longer chassis with the 6-axle trucks, but we'll get around that. And also, if you notice, each end of the body shell sticks out probably further beyond the last wheel of each truck than the prototype. But I think I'm going to be able to maybe cut the shell down and make the ends closer to the ends of the trucks like it is on the prototype, so there won't be so much overhang on each end. I showed how I got this 47mm motorized chassis, 6-axle, to do a representation of the Class 201 North Ireland Railway engine. So when you get it, it comes with a shell that is fairly long, and I had ordered an extra one just in case I made a mistake, and it's there, 47mm clear body shell, and then one comes with it. So if you put this here, you'll see it sticks over too far, in my opinion. And if you look at the picture of a real Class 201 prototypical, it doesn't hang over the end that far on either side. So I took the shell, and as you can see, the one that's mounted on the engine now is a lot shorter, and just comes to the end. So more prototypical in appearance than if I would have left it the way it was. But I do have an extra shell now, but I wanted to have one on hand just in case I made a mistake. But the way I did it, I cut the original shell in half. Just use this mini miter box and cut it in half like that. It's fairly easy, and then cut a little bit extra off until I had the length that I wanted. Then after that, I just glued it together with some super glue or a cyanoacrylate glue, which is holding well. I sanded it a little bit just to make sure the joints were smooth, and I will do that again before I paint it. And then what else I did, I took a fine file, and I'm not sure if it shows up, but I filed back the edge of the shell to have the angle where the windshield is. And you'll see on the original shell how it's kind of sharp. So I filed that down, and then filed the corners a little bit too, the way it is on the prototype. So I think I'm good with the contour on there. Now I just have to paint it. Alright, so here's the body shell. After I painted it, I just used some hobby spray paint, a blue color that, if not exact, it's probably pretty close to what the prototypical engine is. Here's the body shell. I painted it blue. I think it looks pretty good there. Then for the NIR, Northern Ireland Railways logo that you see on the side there, just use the same technique as I showed in my T-gauge Amtrak video. I got on the internet, looked up this engine and the paint scheme, and printed out a picture of it, and then cut the logo out and just glued it on there with white glue. See, I have it on both sides. There it is on that side. And then the next thing I did, the front of the engines, they have a section of yellow paint below the windshield. So what I was going to do originally, well, I thought it would work, and it kind of did. I had bought these strips of stickers, and you see where I cut the yellow out, and I stuck it on the front, and it was okay, but the sticker material is kind of like a translucent plastic, so when I stuck it on, you could see the blue paint through it, and it kind of, diminished the yellow color, so it wasn't pronounced as it should be. So anyway, I left the sticker on there and just used some regular Testors yellow paint, hobby paint, right here, and just painted over the sticker to give it more color. Next step is to find a way to do the windshield and the side windows, etc. So I'm not sure yet if I'm going to cut those out of pictures from the internet just like I did the logo, or if there's going to be some other way I can do it. Not sure yet what will look best. Here's the finished Northern Ireland Railways Class 201 engine I was working on in T-scale, T-gauge. Very tedious to work on it. Obviously, there's not a lot of details on it. On the roof, I did put on what I'm guessing is some exhaust items, whatever you want to say. In photos, it looked white or grayish on the prototype, so I just added that. Of course, the logo in the center. I was having a hard time coming up with a way to do the windows and windshields, so I just used sticker material as a mirror to represent the windows. Again, even putting those on was very hard because it was very hard to cut out something that small. So there it is. And then I thought it'd be pretty neat to have this in front of a Murphy's model, Class 201, double O gauge, that I had gotten in Dublin, Ireland on vacation about 6 years ago, I believe. So I thought it'd just be cool to show that in the background there. Two different sizes of engines. Now we'll put the NIR Locomotive on the layout and let it run a bit. I put the NIR Northern Ireland Railways engine on my UK layout, took all the other trains off, which figured be a good time to clean them anyway. And then we can pretend that this is the wide gauge track that this train runs on in Northern Ireland. And if nothing else, we also have green scenery on this layout. So there's the engine running around. I don't have any cars to put on it at the moment. We'll just watch it for a minute running around the track.